Hello, welcome. Dare I say it? It's good to have you. So, hello, welcome. Dare I say it? It's good to have you. Sorry, I have so much spit today. I don't know why, and I know that's gross. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I have to talk a little quiet. I'm at my parents' house, and I'm recording on my laptop, and so there's a very real chance this is gonna sound horrible, but you know, in the words of my first tier, we ball. Maybe this will help. So, we are going to discuss what each team is likely to do at this trade deadline. No, that's no fun. Let's discuss what I want them to do. And, first up, we have the Atlanta Hawks. So, the Atlanta Hawks are kind of in a weird situation. Obviously, traded Trae Young, now have CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert instead. Jalen Johnson, nerd favorite, including one of my favorites, has been a standout, been great. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, been killing it recently. Dyson Daniels, looking better and better. And so, to me, you have a solid core. Is it a star core? No. But you don't need it to be. You're not going to win anything this year, and you're probably not going to win anything next year. But give yourself assets for when you are ready to win. Like, for example, CJ McCollum is not going to re sign with you. He's going to walk. You'll have that cap cleared, but ultimately, you're not going to get any assets from it. Corey Kispert is fine, but he's not going to help you win. And if you're not trying to win, he's just not. I don't know. I personally can't stand Corey Kispert. I think he's terrible, but what I think they should do is consolidate assets. You have a good young core. Give yourself some assets for the future when either a star comes available, you draft a star with the Bucks or Pelicans pick this year, and just build yourself up for the future. This is the last year. Get ready for next year. Get ready to have Dibansta, Boozer, Peterson on your team, and give yourself assets to build around them. So I'm saying consolidate assets. Now for the Celtics. This one is so hard because I don't know if Tatum is coming back. There were some rumors he would be coming back in like February. But now certain sources are reporting he might not come back for the year. So I don't know what they were really going to do. If Tatum is coming back, I'd probably trade for a center. But even if he isn't, I clear some cap. I'd say even if he isn't. I misspoke, sorry. But even if he is coming back, I'd probably try and clear some cap. You don't know what he's going to look like when he comes back. Ultimately, this is a good team surrounding him, and it's not going to be hard to shed some cap, but they are currently $4 million over the first apron. This is probably their best chance to get out of the repeater. If they trade someone like a Simons or a Hauser away, This gets them under the first apron, gets them out of the repeater tags, and ultimately it gives them a lot more flexibility going forward. So I'm going to say consolidate assets. It's technically not consolidating assets, but put yourself in a better position for next year. Because as it currently stands, this team's very good. But you don't know what Tatum's going to look like coming back. We don't know if he is coming back. And so, just give yourself more options for the future. You're going to hear me say stuff like that a lot. Give yourself more options, give yourself more assets. Because, I mean, you can never have too much flexibility. Like, that's the biggest criticism I had with the Mikal Bridges trade, is it just ruined whatever flexibility the Knicks may have had. And so, give yourself a little bit of flexibility. Get out of that apron. It means if you make a trade, you can take on some salary. So, yeah. It's not quite as simple, but... So, if Tatum comes back, maybe look at a center. But get rid of Simons and Hauser, or both. Duck under the first apron. Save yourself a ton of money and put yourself in a better position financially for the future. Next up, we have the Brooklyn Nets. So, this team is weird. I mean, the obvious answer is this. The issue is the Brooklyn Nets are bad enough now that they could probably keep this current roster and be fine. I'm going to say pray for lucky balls or blow it up. Or continue to be bad, I guess would be better. The reason I say that is you have a super crowded front court room. Claxton is blocking Sharp, Clowney, Wolf, and then Sharp, Clowney, and I think that might be it. Yeah. Blocking Sharp, Clowney, Wolf. Somebody like Michael Porter Jr. is blocking a guy like Drake Powell, potentially like an Igor Doman. Cam Thomas hasn't really played, but he might be blocking again like a Drake Powell, Igor Doman, or a Nolan Traore. So I think you gotta blow it up. I mean, as much as trading guys or prioritizing space for a rookie French player has been problematic in the past, I think it's a good idea. I love Traore. Obviously, you don't do it for him, but clear up some space. Put yourself in a better position to lose. Your coach is good enough that he might just get you too many wins anyways, so get some more assets. Help yourself lose. Michael Porter Jr. is not really going to fit on this team. I guess I should say who I want them to trade. I think they need to trade Cam Thomas. He's not going to stay with them. He's done after this. He's going to walk. Get something for him. I want them to trade Claxton because, like I said, they have a really crowded front court room. And I want them to trade Michael Porter Jr. because this is going to probably be the peak of his powers. So, get yourself some assets for him and just lose. And, maybe you'll have AJ Demanston next year. This seems hard. The Hornets. I'm just putting them in the middle. That might be where they stay. This seems hard because as it currently stands, they are a pretty good team. I mean, if you'll allow me to look real fast. Hornets stand. Yeah, they're currently 11th. They're 2 games back from Chicago, 3 games back from the Hawks, 3 games back from the Magic, 5 games back from the Heat. I don't know why my phone turned off on its own. That's not... I specifically put in settings to not do that. And 5 games back from the Sixers. The Heat have been skidding. They might get worse. The Magic have been kind of rough. They might fire their coach. The Hawks, kind of wait and see. They might just play this thing out. The Bulls might get worse, and then the guys behind you are the Bucks, Nets, Wizards, and Pacers, who are all going to be worse than you. So this team is good enough that it could very well be like a middle seed in the East. The issue is, do you cash in on that? There's a couple factors that make me hesitate on putting them up here. One, LaMelo has had pretty dang good health this season when historically that hasn't been the case. Now, obviously, they sat him out much longer because of injuries. But two, he originally seemed kind of unhappy with the team. You know, there were rumors of trades, there were rumors of him wanting out, there were rumors of the team being concerned because he wanted to be president, which, honestly, at this point, yeah, just go ahead, LaMelo, you'd be 10 times better than the current one. But, so that's partially why I hesitate to do that. But then you also have Khan potentially being an all-star. You have pretty fun young team. You got some good depth. You have a lot of assets. You have Miami's pick and you have the Mavericks pick. I think Mavericks pick is next year and Miami's is this year. I'm gonna put them in I'd consider balling if good deal. And that can kind of go both ways, you know. As much as I'd say don't roster Miles Bridges, he's been really good for them this year. But if a real good trade offer comes along for him, you know, I'd consider balling. Or if you can get a good trade offer on like a real center, I'd consider balling. Like, I don't think this works cap wise, but somebody like oh, I actually didn't think of this guy. He just popped into my head. If Cat becomes available, he might be a pretty interesting fit. That team would have like a 136 offensive rating and a 130 defensive rating, but but I mean the clearest thing that this team needs is probably one more ball handler, like a better bench scorer. As much as I love Colin Sexton, he's been pretty rough for them. Same with Mann. And they probably need a better center and then maybe just some defenders. And so if a good offer comes along for like Herb Jones, I'd consider balling. If a good offer comes around for like a Claxton, I'd consider balling. If somebody's willing to offer you like 2-3 firsts for Miles Bridges, I'd consider balling. So, you know, in reality, this team's probably going to be here or maybe even here. But I consider balling if a good trade comes along. You don't force anything, but, you know, putting a heavily protected pick out for like Goga Batadze is not going to be the end of the world and might be pretty good for the team. Immediately. Karnisova's tied TNT to blow it up. You're done. He should have been done forever ago. If I'm the Chicago Bulls, one, I like push Jerry Reinsdorf down the nearest set of stairs. Two, I probably do the same for Karnisova's. Three, I do the same for Billy Donovan. Like, this team is so... I mean, ownership. Pretty dumb. Front office. Horrible. Bottom 3 to 5 front office. Coaching. Bottom 10. 5-10. I mean, Billy Donovan is just not a good coach. He's like, watch the Bulls. He runs 0 actions. Defensively, they're pretty rough. The team seems to be just kind of off, but anyways. Obviously, you know, I can't do any of this, but if I was the team owner, GM, or whatever, and if crimes are still, you know, well, criminalized, I would trade the assets I have. Even if they're not going to have a ton of value. The biggest issue is you waited too long on Vooch. He's going to lose out on some value for you. Kobe White was on a scam contract. Now he's expiring, and ultimately is going to want some pretty big money that teams aren't really going to be able to offer him. I would assume you could have traded before. He's kind of broken out. I'm not convinced it's not Mickey. Like, he's shooting 45% from 3 when last year he shot like 35%. Like, it's not often that guys improve. They're shooting by 10%. So I'm hesitant on that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is it was fine to wait, but this seems bad. This team has no way up. This team has been really flat since Derrick Rose left. I mean, do what you didn't do in the past and tank. Blow it up. Fix your mistakes. So that is why I'm saying blow it up. And I mean, the order I don't have them in, or the order I have them in doesn't mean anything, but you know, in this case, I'll say blow it up the most. The Cavs are hard. The issue is they don't have a ton they can do, but they also don't have a clear issue that they can fix if they do something. I wrote a video with a more detailed description, and ultimately I got like halfway in and realized I'm not gonna have time to finish it. But Cleveland, seeing as it's high in the alphabet, one of the first letters, came up, and I looked through their lineup data, and a lot of it's pretty rough. In lineups, like their starting lineup is great, but in lineups with just Garland and other guys, pretty rough. In a lineup with Garland, the rest of the starters, and like Sam Merrill, for example, pretty rough. I mean, I'd say if you can find somebody for Garland, I'd consider it. The issue is you can't really take on salary, and ultimately, his trade value is probably at the lowest it's been. Like, I don't think you're going to get a fair offer for him, and I don't think you're going to, and if you do get a good offer, I don't think it's going to fit with a team. I mean, some contracts or some ideas I've seen are like Jeremy Grant and some picks, Jonathan Isaac, filler picks. Like, if somebody wows you with a Garland offer, I think you take it. But ultimately, I think you kind of have to say, I'm happy with it. I guess I'm in charge, but I mean, that's kind of the same for me. If I can, I'd look to see if I can find like an every lineup guy. You know, you have a lot of 3-point specialists on your bench, but you don't really have like a Max Strus type, honestly, or like another DeAndre Hunter type. An idea or a player that I came up with for them that I think would be an okay fit is like a Rui Hachimura, somebody who can have, uh, you know, 20, 25 usage and be fine, somebody who can defend at an okay level. But unless I find an offer that wows me, I probably stay. Mavericks, I mean, this one's pretty easy. They own their pick this year. They don't own it next year, so you know I'm hesitant to say blow it up, but I think you tank for this year and get some assets. Kyrie's gonna be back next year. There's no need to rush him back this year. Oh, I should probably say next year their pick is top 2 protected, and it's to the Hornets, like I mentioned, and so that they're not gonna keep that pick, but I don't think you fully tank or fully blow it up. See if you can get some. I'd see if I can get something for Washington and Gafford. More importantly, I'd see if I could get something for AD, although I might wait just because, you know, his value is so low currently. And I'd honestly trade Kyrie if I could. But so while I'm hesitant to say explode your balls, I think you trade the guys who make you. It's hard to describe PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. I trade the guys who will make you too good, but not the guys who will make you great, that makes any sense. Um, and this is a tough balancing act too. Like, how do you take 1 year and then pivot away the next year? Like next year, you kind of just have to operate off the mindset that you're losing your pick. So it's tough. I probably trade Washington. I probably trade Gafford for guys that fit a little bit more, maybe some expirings, and I go for the tank this year. Hope I get a good prospect. See if I can sign anybody or get somebody that fits next to Flag better, and then yeah. I mean, this team is a team that's full of wings and forwards, and their best player is a wing. So, at the very least, just trade some guys for some goddamn spacing, please. Um, the issue is the Nuggets don't have a ton they can do, but ultimately, the one thing they can do is trade Peyton Watson. Um, they're not going to be able to extend him, and if they keep him, I think it's fine. But if you think he's enough to sway you to a championship this year, then I say keep him. I don't think he's enough to do that, so I would probably trade him for a backup center and an athlete defender. Like if I could get Derek Jones Jr., for example, I'd do it. I'm not saying trade Peyton Watson for Derek Jones Jr., but like if I can get Derek Jones Jr. type, I do it. If I can trade Peyton Watson for like an athletic rim protecting big and a defensive wing, I do it. So basically, just to recap, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. To recap, I trade Peyton Watson. I try and trade him for a rim protecting big. Just give you some more flexibility defensively. Jonas sucks. Defensive big, an athletic defensive wing if you can manage both. So, yeah. I also just don't know how teams around the league value Peyton Watson, so it's hard to say. Their cap's also kind of weird, but and Peyton Watson's in the last year of his rookie, so it's tough. I'm gonna put them here just because if something was possible, I'd probably do it, but in reality, they're gonna be here. Next up is the Pistons. I think they gotta go for it. This is the year that I hesitate to say guaranteed, but this is the best chance you're going to have at least making the finals. The East is pretty weak. It's looking like Tatum isn't going to come back, and if he does, you don't know how he'll look. The Knicks are kind of imploding on themselves. The Bucks are looking more and more like they're going to trade Giannis. I mean, I think you go for it. They have some good assets. Like, I'd say go for it, but at a reasonable level. You're going to have to extend your guys, and you'll have bird rights on them, but, I think Amen and Duren are up for extensions. Or Duren might have been extended. I don't think he was. What's weird with Duren is he came in so young that I don't really know what draft class he was from. No, because Walker's up for extension. I think Duren is, and then Amen's going to be, or not Amen, Sarr's going to be next year. I think. But, anyways, they have good assets. They have picks. They have young guys. Like, if you can get Michael Porter Jr., for example, for like a Jaden Ivey, you might have to trade Tobias Harris, which apparently he's a big culture guy, and I think he's a good fit. But, for like a Jaden Ivey, Tobias Harris, and like 2 firsts, I do it. If I can get Larry Markkinen, I do it. Like, Asar's great, but he's kind of failed to improve to the level at least I've expected him to improve to. So, if Asar's the deal breaker for a Lowry trade, I put him in that deal. I admittedly want Lowry off the team, but have since the year before his extension. I don't know. I know why we're keeping him, but yeah, no, I go for it. Get a high usage player, get a good shooter, get somebody who can help you rebound, and yeah, see if you can win a championship. Like, the Pistons are already contenders for the finals. If they make a real move, they might be contenders for a championship. OKC's flawed, their health especially. Detroit is a huge physical team that can take advantage of them. I mean, the Pacers were able to take advantage of them by getting out and running. And teams in the past have been able to take care of OKC by just beating them down. Like, speed and physicality are the two things OK struggles with the most, on at least defensively. And, well, I guess, too, the Pistons are great on defense, so the Pistons are a really bad matchup for OKC. So, I think there's a very real chance the Pistons win it all this year. But if I were in charge, I'd make a trade to give me the best shot at doing that. This one's just sad. I mean, there's not much you can do. I don't know if I'd trade for Giannis with all those picks. Steph's 38. I mean, you own most of your picks for the future. Like, see if you can convince LeBron in this summer to come, but I mean, the window's shut. Like, I hate to say it, but it's over. I don't mortgage my future knowing Steph might not be around for, I mean, even 2 years. Yeah, it's rough. It's sad. There's not much they can do. Um, you own your own picks. Don't risk that going forward, as enticing as Giannis is. I mean, Giannis is 32. Degenerative knee issue and has had multiple soft tissue injuries this year. I stay put. It sucks. I either stay put or I pray for lucky balls, which subsequently might happen. But yeah, there's just not really much you can do. The Rockets are tough because I want to see what it looks like in the playoffs. Right, like, this is the first year they had KD, but this is also the first year they haven't had Van Vliet going into the playoffs. Like, they've been good, but they've been flawed. Steven Adams is out for the year. I mean, he's an injury-prone big. I think a lot of us could have called he'd miss substantial time. Sucks he's out for the year. I don't think any of us could have called that. But if we're being honest, they have the assets for another big star. Like, I don't think it matches up contract-wise for Giannis, but, like, they could potentially trade for, like, a Michael Porter Jr. But I say stay. I know Van Vliet's hurt. Reed Shepard's a lot better than he was last year. The West is looking kind of funky. And, I hesitate to say take a kind of practice year with KD being as old as he is. But I'd see what you have in the playoffs and then build from there. I have to say stay. No, also, because, I mean, if you can get a good backup center for decently cheap, I would. As it currently stands, Clint Capella is going to be their backup center. They have some players they can trade. Like, they have stuff. Like Dorian Finney-Smith, for example, I think is on that team and just hasn't played. So, yeah. I'm like, if I could put it half and half, I would, but I'm gonna put it up here just because if you can find a good offer to improve your team, which, I mean, this is kind of true with every team, but if you can find a reasonable offer, I'd probably take it. Even if it means I have to give up a couple seconds. They've kind of shed themselves a lot of their really young guys, but anyways. Pray for lottery balls. They don't have anything they can really trade. You're just kind of waiting for Tyrese to come back, so I say stay. Oh. Stay. Excuse me. Stay unless you can find something to improve your depth. But I mean, they've been good recently. I don't want to mortgage any more of my future, but I think staying is totally fine. I don't think they're contenders, but I think they have potential to make a run. And, if anything, like if I'm the GM, I just play this out until they retire and then hope by then that I have my picks back. This one's tough. This is one of those where it's just a bad situation. Like, Franz is injured again. I haven't really seen any substantial improvements from Paolo at all. Like, this is his 4th year, and he's averaging similar numbers to his rookie year. So, probably his 2nd year, but I'm gonna say stay because there's not much I could do if I were in charge. They're not gonna trade Jonathan Isaac. Go look at the Orlando Magic's owners and go look at Jonathan Isaac's history. They love the guy. So, I stay. I wouldn't have made that Desmond Bane trade. I mean, you can go watch the video at the time. I hated it because I thought they need more creation rather than shooting. And I thought Bane didn't provide enough creation, and I feel like I've kind of been proven right. The defense has also faltered. Like, it's just kind of a mess there. If Paolo became an all-star, or all-star, borderline all-NBA, then things look different. But, Franz might be their best player, and he's injured pretty often, so it's a bad situation. I don't mortgage my future any more than I have to. Like, if anything, I'd say trade LeBron and just go for it. Although I don't even know if anybody would really want LeBron. He's been pretty bad this year. Yeah, I think you probably have to, because I don't know what else you do. Like, unless you can clear up any sort of cap to help you re-sign AR this offseason, I don't do anything, honestly. I let it play out and then just hope, if I'm being honest, LeBron leaves so I have the cap to sign AR. Grizzlies, blow it up. It's over. There's no real point in building around Jaren. As good as he is, he can't be a number one, and if he is, your team's not going to go all that far. Keep Edey. Obviously keep Coward, but I trade Ja. He sucks now. I'm going to put my foot down on this. You can timestamp it as of January 30th. I'm saying Ja Morant sucks. Trade Ja. Trade JJJ. Just reset it. The Miami Heat. If I'm being honest, I say blow it up. This is kind of a flawed tier I have here. I'm trying to decide what I should do here. I'll say reset. it. Taking... So I'll move the balls down here. I'd probably just leave it at consolidate assets, honestly. I will say try and get some balls for future balls. Okay, now that that's fixed, the Miami Heat are tough. I think it's pretty clear you blow it up. Tether Hero, year and a half left. Bam is just kind of like worse and worse and worse. I don't think they're really in the run for any sort of star. And I mean, even if they are, I don't think Pat Riley ever pulls the trigger. I mean, and I know this is if I were in charge. I keep kind of forgetting that, but I don't forget. I just keep talking as if I'm discussing what's going to happen. Well, I guess I can do both. It's looking like the Miami Heat are probably going to trade Wiggins, but yeah, I think they just need to blow it up. Bam, like I said, looking worse. Wiggins is, I think, 32, which is insane to say. Norman Powell's been an all-star, but he's also, I think, 32 or 33, funny enough. Like, I don't know. This team's bad. I don't think they have any real assets for a star, and I think even if they get one, it's not really going to change it. I mean, if I'm in charge, one, I keep the scouting staff, and two, I let them work their magic. I mean, the Heat have been one of the best drafting teams in the NBA, so yeah, I blow it up. I'm tired of hearing about Giannis. We've heard about him off and on for 6 goddamn years now. It's be done. Giannis wants out. I don't know why he doesn't just ask out. Your team has a bit of a rough future, but it's not going to get much better with keeping Giannis. Like, I trade everybody. I mean, I'd rip out the copper wire if I meant I could get rid of, like, Miles Turner, for example. I'd ship it with him. So, yeah. Blow it up. It's gonna suck this year if you don't keep your pick, but, yeah. I'd probably stay if I'm the Timberwolves. There's not much I can do if I'm in charge. Like, if I can switch Conley and Dillingham for, like, a solid backup point guard, then I would. But, I mean, they're still in contention. I'll put it up here just because I think they should make a move for a backup point guard or maybe backup wing, but it's... I should have had one more tier that says try and get something, but don't expect much. But, yeah. I'd try and trade Conley and Dillingham for a better backup point guard. But, yeah. Again, pray for lucky balls, blow it up. I know. What's tough is they're going to probably lose their pick. They're the worst team in the NBA, record-wise. They've won a bit more recently, but I mean, you know, if they stay... Who texted me? I don't have my phone. Oh, it wasn't even a text. It was a notification that Jim Bob Cooter's interviewing for the Giants OC. What team did I even just do? Oh, the Pelicans. Yeah, like I said, they're probably going to lose their pick this year. They'd be lucky if they don't. I hate to say blow it up this year, but I mean at the same time, you're bad enough that you're gonna lose your pick anyways. So yeah, I'd probably trade it up or blow it up. Trade Herb Jones, trade Trey Murphy. If you can get a good any honestly offer for Zion, do it. Just Queen has showed he's pretty good. Fears not so much, but yeah, just tank. Hope the Bucks jump, yeah. For the Knicks, I'd probably stand pat. If I can find a good cat deal, I take it. But I mean, I save my stuff in hopes that Giannis comes in the offseason, honestly. Um, for the Thunder, I think you got to do something. Offensively, they've kind of struggled. Your second best player has proven kind of unreliable health wise. Honestly, your second and third best player have proven unreliable health wise. You have all the picks in the world. You have an MVP who's at the peak of his power. Like, I don't think you do anything rash, but get a scorer. Like, can you do a trade for Malik Monk? Can you get a decent backup 4-5? I mean, do something. Get some shooting, get some scoring, something. Something to help you out on the half court, for God's sakes. This is another one I consider balling if I have a good deal. The Sixers have a solid starting 4.5. Grimes is weird, but the amount of times I've seen, a beautiful possession, Tyrese Maxey draws 2, swings it to VJ, dumps it down low to Embiid, and then they swing it out to Kelly Oubre for a corner 3, or they swing it out to Trendon Watford, Justin Edwards. Like, I try and get like a release valve shooter. Like, if I could, they're not going to trade him, but like if I could get a Duncan Robinson style type shooter, I'd take it. I'd honestly really like Trey Murphy on this team, but I don't make any huge swings. Like, I don't want to rely on a George and Embiid's health, but I think you got to do something because I mean, again, you can't just sit on your hands and be mid. Make an offer for somebody, get a shooter, and then who knows? You'll make it into the playoffs, and then from there, it's anybody's guess on what happens. So I try and find a shooter, or if I can't, I try and hear offers, or no, I hear offers for Drummond and just trade him to get out of the tax, so, or at least lessen the tax. So yeah, put together a package for a good shooter, a fifth man type. See if you can get Quentin Grimes to. I'd see if I can get Quentin Grimes to waive his no trade clause, and then yeah. This one, it's kind of let the good times roll. Fun team, decently young team. You could trade Brooks, but I mean, he seemed to be just so important for that team. Their picks are kind of odd. They are a little bit better now that they have some of the Rockets picks, but like if you trade your guys away, you don't have your own picks, so you're not going to do anything. Those Rocket picks aren't going to be worth much, and you're not close enough to competing, so keep rolling. You're not close enough to compete in order to justify trading them. Keep rolling. Keep the good times going. Play Come On Malwalk, please. Malwatch. And yeah. I just, like the Hornets, I'm hesitant to just disrupt the chemistry of that team unless like a reasonable offer comes, but it would have to be like a contract swap for the Suns, so I forget that they're still They're still paying Beal. This one, I'd say, you consider anything on that team except for Denny, and maybe Clintman, but this team's odd. Obviously, they had the gambling scandal earlier in the year, and obviously Drew Holiday's been hurt, so we haven't really seen the full potential of this team. The issue is it's just kind of a lot of jagged fits. Scoot's getting no minutes, which I think he's cooked at this point, but you have a weird guard rotation. You have some pretty rough spacing. You have like 3-4 centers who could all justifiably play. You have a big contract that you're not really able to use. Like, that contract's just gonna look worse with time, so I'd consider anything. Ultimately, if I can shed some salary, great. If I can add some talent, great. Like, this team's weird. There's not really a wrong answer with this team, so again, this is another one that just makes me sad. Kings fans deserve so much better. Their owner needs to sell the team. God, Vivek, my man, call it quits. Get out of there. Like, I don't. He might be the worst owner in the NBA. Like, he's so bad that his decisions have led the team to tanking, despite them trying to win. So, yeah. If you can trade anybody, do it. If not, I don't know. This team's sad. This team sucks. I don't know who wants a bonus on that big contract. Nobody's going to want DeMar. Levine's kind of half-assing it, so nobody's going to want him, and he just makes way too much, so yeah, there's just not much you can really do with this team. Just tank and pray the balls roll your way, but even still, oh God, I feel so bad for any prospect that lands there. I just clear the swamp, so to say. I don't know. I can sit here and sigh all night and just wish Kings fans had better owners. For the Spurs, I think you go all in. Wemby may not have taken the leap you would have hoped from year 3 to year 4, but he's still awesome. You have a good core. You have Fox. You have some solid players around Wemby. I mean, I don't think if there's a trade for a great star available, do it. But I mean, I think you can. It's hard because there's good players around Wemby, but not all of them fit. I don't know. I go all in. I think you have good young guys. Like, Harper's been as good as you could have hoped. You still have Fox, and then with Wemby, anything is possible. So I go all in. I'd look at Porter. I'd look at Lowry. I'd look at Giannis. But yeah, go all in. For Toronto, all 3 of these I would do, honestly. The biggest issue with this team is they're going to be a second apron team next year, so they need to trade salary. The issue is all of their salary is tied to important players. Like, you have Scotty making a max, Ingram making a max. Sorry, I was trying to think if Scotty had been extended or was off of his rookie deal. He is. Ingram on a max, RJ making a ton, quickly making near a max. The Utes legend making a max, Jakob Poeltl. So, yeah, I try and trade some salary. or if I can trade that salary for. I've heard they're interested in Sabonis. I don't like that fit very much. Um, but if I were in charge, I'd probably try and deck under the tax. This team's just this seems so weird. I don't know. Quickly's coming to his own a little bit recently. I've always kind of liked Quickly, so he's also just barely playing now that I think about it. So I don't know. This team's so weird. They've been better than people have thought, but they're also expensive to a point where it might not justify being that good, if that makes sense, if that's worded correctly. Like, for the amount they're paying, they should be contenders. So I try and shed salary, but at the same time, now that Quickly's back, I kind of want to see what I have. So, yeah, this one's tough. I mean, I'll talk about the last two, but I trade Lowry if I'm the Jazz. Keontae, I mean, one, I fire Danny Ainge. Let me make that abundantly clear. But I trade Lowry. I trade Love. I keep Kessler. Like, this team's not close to winning. I watch them every night. There's maybe two other NBA players outside of Keontae. I guess I should say maybe two players in terms of like guys the Jazz have drafted. Like Hendricks, not making the rotation. A good game from Cody Williams is like 6 points on 3 or 4 shooting. Sensabaugh's good. Clayton's looking like a disaster. Ace has been. I didn't have high expectations for him, but he's been kind of disappointing. Like, I don't think he tops out at anything more than like a starter. So, yeah, I kind of blow up any remaining pieces I have and just keep tanking. It sucks. I'm tired of rooting for losses. I'm tired of hearing about what Danny Ainge wants to do at drafts. I don't want to hear about Danny Ainge. I went to the Warriors Jazz game, side tangent. During the halftime, like, it's evident we knew that Danny Ainge and Ryan Smith were friends, but I mean, like, did I say Danny Smith? Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith walked off the court with Danny Ainge, arm over his shoulder. So yeah, it's not good in Utah. I'm depressed when it comes to the Jazz because there's such clear issues. But Danny Ainge is too stupid to fix them or too stuck in his ways to fix them. Larry should be gone. His team's not ready to compete. But for some reason they think they are, and Lowry's already 28 by the time they're ready to... whatever. But yeah, I blow it up. I kind of keep tanking, and that same for the Wizards. You can't really trade Trey at this point. You've kind of done all the moves you can do. So stay tanking, just stay bad, and then yeah. So that's it. Just to recap, sorry, it's 12:30 a.m. I'm exhausted. Pistons, I look at moves. Porter, Lowry, anybody who can shoot, rebound, and take up some usage. It's kind of same here. I don't do anything too crazy for the Hornets. I look at a center, a guard creator, maybe a guard defender. But, I don't do anything too crazy. I let the good times rule. If I hear a great offer for Bridges, okay. But, yeah, I stick with the course. I trade Peyton Watson for a rim protecting center, an athlete, connective passer maybe. Rockets, I try and find a backup center and then just kind of see, is there anything I can do for like a guard, for example? Like, I mean, Shepard's great, but he's not much of a playmaker. Almond's great, but he's also not a great playmaker. Like, can I find anybody who can be sort of a Mike Conley and TJ McConnell type, just, settle or get guys in their place? If I'm the Timberwolves, funny enough, I trade Conley and I trade Dillingham to try and get a better backup point guard. Thunder, I try and get some creation and shooting. 76ers, I get a fifth man who can be a release valve shooter. Portland, again, can be in any of these three. Cleveland, not a lot you can do. If you can find a reasonable offer for Garland to hear it out, can't do much with the two California teams here. Orlando, just odd situation, not much you can do. Lakers, I don't mortgage my future. If anything, I try and trade LeBron. Knicks, if I get a good offer for Cat, but I stay put. Suns can't really do much, and I don't think they should do anything. Hawks, get some assets. You have a good young core, build for the future, and then you're either going to get the Bucks pick or the Pelicans pick, and both are going to be pretty dang good. Celtics, it's looking like Tatum isn't going to come back, so get under the tax, give yourself a little bit of flexibility for the future. Mavericks, trade guys like Porzingis, Jesus. This team is Porzingis. He used to play here. Trade like PJ Washington. I heard P and my mind immediately went to Porzingis. Trade like PJ Washington. Trade Gafford. Just clear up guys who don't make sense with Flag. Toronto, I try and just shed salary, or if I can maybe get an offer for a star. A weird team, I shed salary. Nets, trade Porter, trade Thomas, trade Claxton, and then trade Maine if you can, but you kind of just need salary too, so it's not the worst thing to keep them. Pacers, stay. Memphis, blow it up. Chicago, blow it up. Heat, blow it up. Milwaukee Bucks, blow it up. New Orleans, trade Trey, trade Herb. You're already going to probably lose your pick with them. You might as well just accept that, honestly. Kings, push Vivek. I won't say that. By the way, I was kidding about pushing the folks here downstairs, okay? I'm totally kidding. The Jazz, trade Lowry, Love, Nurkic. And then the Wizards, I kind of stay put. Not really much I can do, so yeah. That's going to do it for me. Peace. Love ya.